Let's hope for beautiful weather for the Jubilee. Joining us now is Roger Broder from the Lions Club, and this is your busy time of the year.
You might say that. Yes, we are swamped getting everything prepared. Most of the work happens before we even get out there.
Yeah.
We start. We submitted our paperwork back in December, so it starts early.
And it's a long time tradition here in Lake Orion. I've heard people describe it as an opportunity for reunions where people who may have left Lake Orion come back for the Jubilee, and it's something that residents come to expect and enjoy. So I'm sure that's a motivation to keep this going.
Oh yeah, yeah. And the outpouring of support for us is tremendous. Facebook, if you watch the chat page that everybody loves to hate, it's just Jubilee everywhere.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody brings it up, everybody jumps on. It's a lot. It makes us feel good that people appreciate what we do.
Yeah. Now, over the past decade, the Jubilee had experienced some changes. When they were tearing up the streets of downtown Lake Orion, the Jubilee was forced to move to Woodside at Canterbury in the parking lot there. The turnout, not so great when it moved. And it was there for, what, a couple of years, and then it came back to downtown Lake Orion, where it belongs. You're going to be undergoing some changes this year. Let's talk about the changes that people can brace themselves for Jubilee this year.
I don't know that it's going to be that drastic to the people watching. It made a big difference to us, and I think it will to the businesses. We're moving the entire thing one block east on Flint Street, so it'll be at Flint and Anderson rather than Flint and Broadway.
We have a map, if we could bring up that map. So you sent me this map. So running north and south is Anderson Street, east and west is Flint Street. So Anderson and Flint is going to be the heart of Jubilee this year. Describe what we're looking at on that map.
So we'll have, basically we took the whole thing and flipped it over. So the big rides will be there in front of the, on the north, on the top right corner is the funeral home. So the big rides will be there instead of over on Flint Street, the other side.
Where's the Ferris wheel going to be?
Ferris wheel will be right basically in front of Hanson's and in front of that parking lot there.
Okay.
Right there on Flint. Across the street essentially from what is currently 313 Pizza. And then a couple of the other big rides in that empty parking lot on the south, on the lower left corner, southwest corner. And then, a few miscellaneous tents and all the games along the streets and food trucks and all the, you get your elephant ears. Can't miss the elephant ears.
Oh, yeah.
So,
now, if we were to continue south on this map, that's where Children's Park is, and that parking lot, what's going to be there?
So on Thursday, we will set up our tent to have the beer tent. And I have the privilege of running that and all the commotion associated with it. And so we have, this year's going to be a little change. We've had the same bands basically for the last 8 years, 10 years. And Friday night we have a new band. And so, and my mind is losing it right now.
Who the bands are?
But it's a very good band. We've changed it up on Friday night, and then we have Scotty Doesn't Know, just like last year, on Saturday night. So.
Stereo Kings.
Stereo Kings. Sorry.
You got the information right at your fingertips.
There you
And
go.
Scotty Doesn't Know, that comes
prepared.
from that movie Euro Trip, doesn't it?
Is that right?
No idea.
Okay,
You got
I'm
me.
guessing.
You're talking to a movie guy over here too. He should know this.
Now, didn't the Jubilee go a few years without a beer tent? And but that's like your big money maker, isn't it?
Actually, the carnival is.
The carnival is.
Yeah,
the big
carnival is.
Talk about that. So does Skirbeck come back for the rides and games? Who does?
Yeah, Skirbeck every year. They've been a great partner. We like working with them. They're very flexible. They've adjusted their map according to what we were able to do this year to make the changes. Great company to work with, family owned up in Escanaba. They're out of Escanaba, and they travel around the state. But they share the profits with us.
Okay,
that's part
so
of
that's how that
that's
works.
what the deal is, and
That's great.
it's worked out great for us. It's It's about a third of our budget for the year for the Lions, for the charity budget that we have, and of course with our charity budget, everything that comes in goes back out. We don't have we have our own administrative budget, but that's Lions members' money. We don't. We have a separate fund, if you will, for things like scholarships for high school kids for Lake Orion High School, and a couple other things. But what comes in goes back out. Nobody gets paid. In fact, if I want to, back in the day when my kids were younger, if I wanted a wristband, I had to buy the wristband. If I want a beer at our beer tent, even though I'm the one in charge, I have to buy my beer.
Yeah,
we don't make any money. We aren't allowed to profit in any way off of the Lions Club.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I know the Lions, they do so much in the community. I've attended several check presentations where, talk about some of the organizations that benefit from the generosity of the Lions Club.
Well, one of the ones probably best known in this area, since we're so close to Rochester, is Leader Dogs for the Blind. Of course, they were started by Lions. Detroit Lions back in, not those Detroit Lions, Detroit Lions Club, back in the 30s, I believe it was. And our club started in 1938. But like this weekend, Leader Dog has their Bark and Brew event, which is a 5K race. Starting out of Rochester Mills Brewery. So there's still time to sign up for that, I believe, at leaderdogs.org.
Okay.
So that's obviously one of our biggest partner charities. And then also started by our own Lake Orion Lion, Al Casson, was the Bear Lake Camp for the Blind, which started in what is now the subdivision just north of Kroger there on Lapeer Road. Franklin Wright
Camp
Boulevard.
Franklin, yeah.
Camp Franklin was where he started the blind camp, and then eventually, when that was sold off to build the subdivision, they moved it up to Lapeer. So, and again, they have a golf outing on Monday next week, and just they've really expanded. They're doing a lot of events this summer. If you get a chance, go to bearlakecamp.org. They have a baseball game. They have a lot of different things to get involved in, and that all, we support both of them, as well as a number of other charities. But around town, scholarships for kids. We support baseball teams. We support all of the first robotics teams in Orion,
And I've noticed that a couple of
glasses,
events,
hearing aids.
you got that trailer project Kids Site. Talk
Sure.
about what that's about.
So we'll actually have the trailer at the Jubilee, and we've had it at the Dragon on the Lake and other events. And you can bring your kids there, and we have a camera where about this far apart across the table, or across the two chairs, we'll take a picture of your kid's eyes, and it can do some measurements just from a distance and just give you an idea if maybe there's a problem and a referral to a doctor, that you should go take your kids to a doctor. We found this to be really helpful for kids that aren't in school yet, because of course when you go to school, generally
That's when you realize there may be an issue.
Yeah.
So
They
this
can't
gives them
see
a head start.
Can't see the board or whatever they use these days. Chalkboard in my day.
Yeah, I was going to say that chalkboard
It's a
was
screen
blurry.
of some sort.
Some sort of screen.
When you say chalkboard now, you sound like a little rascal. Like my teacher was Miss Crabtree. But
So
that's a
so
great
we can
service.
let them know that there might be something they can look at. And
Yeah.
we've had a couple people tell us that if I hadn't come to see you guys, we never would have known, and her eyes would be worse now.
Yeah.
We've heard that a number of times.
That's a great service. And then another fundraiser, we're about a month away from 4th of July weekend. Now, if I remember correctly, the Jubilee used to be a little closer to 4th of July, and it was like one big, long holiday weekend. Jubilee has moved up, but you still use 4th of July as a fundraiser. Talk about Flare Night.
So Flare Night started back right after World War II. And Independence Day, they sold flares as a fundraiser, and all around the lake, people put these flares in the ground in front of their house and light up the perimeter of the lake, of Lake Orion. And I think it's been picked up at Long Lake and maybe some others as well. But light up the whole perimeter of the lake in red. Yeah, there you go. There's some pictures on the screen. And those flares, we sell cases and cases of those things, thousands of them. And that's our fundraiser. And been doing it every
There's
year.
Wonder Cleaners, that's one of the
Wonder
locations
Cleaners,
you can
well,
purchase them.
the
Do you know
owners of
some the
Wonder
other-
Wonder Cleaners, that's owned by Lions members.
Okay.
And
Ed's Broadway
Ed's on
Gifts.
Broadway, yeah.
And the Lions pontoon boat.
Yeah, so we have a couple of our members that go around on their pontoon boats and sell them around the lake on busy days. So you can buy them that way. So a number of different methods. Yeah.
So these big houses that are on a peninsula, they're really supporting.
Oh
you.
yeah.
Oh yeah, because they do the whole perimeter. Of,
And honestly,
yeah.
a couple of those are Lions as well. So we have over 100 members now. So
Wow.
we have a lot of connection in town. A lot of the business owners, a lot of the homeowners on the lake, and other things. So yeah,
I
we get
attended
around.
a ceremony one time at a Lions meeting where you were swearing in some young members. So do you have young members coming in? How's your membership situation?
It's coming down. The average age is coming down. I'm working to bring it back up, unfortunately. But yeah, we have some in their 20s and 30s. Families, I mean, I started 15 years ago. My youngest just graduated at 18. So, I had young kids when I started, and you manage it. And Lions Club is not about you must be there at every meeting, you must be at every event. You do what you can do when you can do it. And we're more about, your family.
That's a club I can join.
It's absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about your family time first, and your work, and then Lions.
And was it originally just for men?
Yes, actually. I believe it was in the late 90s
Because
that it was changed.
Wow.
Because there
Really?
was
Recently.
lions and there was lionesses.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so now they've combined. It started out that there was still lions and lionesses, but women could join. Now they've kind of rolled lionesses in with lions.
Okay.
So we have the Lake Orion Lions Club and the Lake Orion Lioness Lions. They're a branch of our club.
All right.
Gotcha.
But women can definitely be in our club. And actually, we're one of the highest percentages. We're about 50-50, I believe,
nice.
now in the
Yeah,
lake
yeah.
in Lake Orion.
Yeah.
Well, we all know the women were doing all the hard work anyway. We just decided we might as well just make them members because they're.
Yeah, we
That's
do all the
right.
lifting.
Yeah. Right. You're the muscle. We're just about out of time, but in a couple of months, this will be the second year of the car cruise?
Yeah, so August 31st. Last year we were hoping for 50 cars and we got 107, I believe it was. So this is our second year of the car cruise at
Canterbury
Village.
Okay.
Back in the back.
Yeah, it was great.
It was really a great day. Yeah, I had
yeah.
my car out there for the first time, and it was really exciting to be there and see that many people, and it's fun getting together with that group of people that you learn a lot about each other's cars, and hey, I think I'll do that on my car too. And
Sure.
I like going to those car shows.
Yeah.
I've
So we'll plug that more as it gets closer.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, you want to find out more information about the Lions Club, it's LakeOrionLions.org.
Yes, LakeOrionLions.org
And you have
or
a
a Facebook page.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Usually, if I need to find something out about the Lions, I go to Facebook. You guys keep up on top of that. So.
Yeah, we keep that pretty good. But even all the information is available on our on our website as well. We've got a member that came around about 4 years ago and just took took the website away from me, so I have one less thing on my plate, and he loves doing it. So, that's what we're looking for, is that kind of talent. Everybody has something they're really good at.
Yeah.
Jump in and do it.
them do it,
I tend
sure.
to be the MC for our events, and
Yeah.
I enjoy doing it. That's what we're looking for. Everybody has a skill you're good at that we can utilize. That we could use your help. So
Sounds good. All right.
Excellent.
Thanks for coming down today, and I'll be at Jubilee with my camera and try to shoot from the top of
I
the
know
Ferris
you
wheel.
will.
Actually, we got a drone just recently, so maybe I'll fly the drone over the Jubilee.
That'll be
That'd
nice.
Get some nice aerial shots.
That'll be fantastic.
Weather permitting. Let's
Let
go
me
for
know.
it.
I'll wave to you.